Mistress attacked pregnant wife in the hospital, but she had no idea who her father was. The hospital corridor echoed with hurried footsteps and the faint smell of antiseptic. Inside room 214, Emma clutched her swollen belly, breathing through another contraction. She was 7 months pregnant, too early for labor, but the stress had triggered it. The nurse tried to calm her down, but her trembling eyes stayed fixed on the door. Because standing there was the last person she ever wanted to see. Sophie. Her husband's mistress. She looked wild, hair messy, eyes red, face trembling with anger. "You think you can steal him from me?" Sophie shouted, stepping closer. "He said he'd leave you, Emma. He said you were nothing but a burden." Emma froze. Her heart pounded harder than the contractions. "Please, Sophie, not here. I'm in labor." But Sophie's rage drowned out the nurse's pleas to leave. In one sudden, reckless motion, Sophie shoved the medical tray, sending metal instruments crashing to the floor. The commotion drew the attention of security, and before Emma could react, she felt a burning pain in her abdomen as Sophie grabbed her wrist and pushed her backward against the bed railing. The world blurred. Nurses screamed. Security pulled Sophie away. And then, darkness. When Emma woke, the room was dim and quiet. Her hand instinctively reached for her belly. She felt movement, weak but alive. Tears of relief filled her eyes. "You're safe," a soft voice said. Emma turned her head. A woman in her 60s, wearing a volunteer badge, was sitting beside her. "I'm Margaret." "You fainted, dear. But the baby's strong." Emma whispered, "Thank you." Margaret smiled kindly, holding Emma's trembling hand. "I've seen too much anger in this place," she said gently. "But life, especially a new one, is worth fighting for." The nurse entered moments later. "Mrs. Evans," she said, "there's something you should know. The woman who attacked you, she's in custody now. But she's refusing to call anyone for help." Emma hesitated, her chest tight. "Sophie?" she asked softly. The nurse nodded. "She kept crying about her father, said he left her and her mother years ago. She doesn't even know who he is." Emma looked away. Despite everything, her heart ached with sympathy. 2 days later, Emma asked to see Sophie. Everyone told her it was a bad idea. But Emma insisted. When she entered the small visitor room, Sophie looked nothing like the woman who had stormed into her hospital room. Her face was pale, her eyes swollen from crying. She looked broken. "What do you want?" Sophie muttered, staring at the table. Emma sat down slowly. "I wanted to see if you're okay." Sophie laughed bitterly. "You're joking, right? I attacked you. I nearly hurt your baby. You should hate me." Emma's voice trembled. "Hate doesn't fix anything. I just want to understand why." Sophie's eyes filled with tears. "Because I thought he loved me. I thought he'd leave you. I thought I finally had someone. My mom raised me alone. She always said my father disappeared when she was pregnant. I swore I'd never be that kind of woman, but," she choked back a sob. "But I became the same." Emma felt something shift inside her. The anger, the betrayal, it melted into something else. Empathy. She whispered, "Maybe we're both victims of the same man." Sophie frowned. "What do you mean?" Emma took a deep breath. "Your mother's name, what was it?" Sophie hesitated. "Diane Miller." "Why?" Emma froze. The name hit her like a bolt of lightning. Her father's old secretary, Diane Miller. And suddenly, the stories her late father told her mother, the affair that nearly destroyed their marriage decades ago, it all came rushing back. Emma whispered, trembling, "Sophie. I think your father was my father too." Sophie blinked, stunned. What are you talking about? Emma reached into her hospital bag and pulled out an old photo she'd kept, her father, smiling with a younger woman beside him. This is him. Isn't that your mother? Sophie's jaw dropped. Tears filled her eyes. That's her. Both women sat there, speechless. They weren't rivals. They were sisters. Hours passed as they talked, about their childhoods, their mothers, their pain. The irony was too heavy to ignore, both had grown up with the same kind of absence, the same kind of wounds left by a man who loved selfishly. Sophie finally whispered, "I'm sorry, Emma. I didn't know." Emma nodded, eyes glistening. "Neither did I. But maybe we can stop the cycle. Maybe we can start something better for our kids." Sophie looked up. "Your baby?" Emma smiled faintly. "Our niece or nephew." For the first time, Sophie smiled too. Weeks later, Emma gave birth to a healthy baby boy. She named him Hope. Sophie, now attending therapy and volunteering at the hospital, visited often. She brought flowers, helped with feedings, and made sure Emma never felt alone. One day, as Sophie held the baby, Emma's husband quietly entered the room. He'd come clean, apologized, and promised to be there, for his family. But the story wasn't about him anymore. It was about two women who learned that sometimes, the people who hurt us the most are broken in ways we can't see. And that forgiveness, not revenge, is the real act of strength.